music into your house.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
They blaspheme him because you're not a party animal. So don't think it's strange for going through these fiery trials. And when we are betrayed by loved ones, we feel a sense of betrayal, understand that most of the time that is because many of the times that betrayal rises up because they hate who we represent, who we stand for. Verse 15. For do not let any of you suffer as a murderer, a thief, or an evildoer. Meaning people who do evil are supposed to suffer. Right? Hello? If you do evil, you're going to reap what you sow. Yahweh is not mocked. Galatians 6:7. Whatever a man sows, that shall he reap. So evildoers, murderers, liars, adulterers, fornicators, Yahweh will judge, and they will suffer the fruit of their what? Unfaithfulness. So if you're going to suffer, make sure it's not because of sin, but because you're Messianic, Nazarene. Not if you suffer, when you suffer, make sure it's for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. Because everybody in this world will suffer rejection and betrayal. Everyone born will suffer rejection and betrayal. Everyone that's ever been born. Because the word of Yahweh says in 1 Corinthians 10:13, no temptation has taken you but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who with the temptation will make a way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. Meaning, the betrayal that's come upon you is common to man. Make any sense? So if you suffer because you are Nazarene, don't be ashamed. Okay? I'm not ashamed. I don't have to answer. I have to answer. You have to answer for your life. You have to answer for your faithfulness. You're not going to have to answer, did you put a hook in your husband's mouth and drag him to the truth? Did you hijack him? Did you club him or her over the head until they accepted the truth? No, but you're going to have to answer if you lower yourself to their level and try to eliminate the hate and the feelings of betrayal. Okay? The feelings of betrayal are some of the strongest feelings, especially when you will invest your whole life into another person or into another individual or into another family member. Your whole life, your whole finances, your whole thoughts, your whole emotions, your whole being, your whole waking hours, your whole lying down hours, your skills, your abilities, your abilities to cook, your abilities to keep home, your abilities to function, your abilities to provide. You pour your heart and your soul, and not only don't you get back neutrality sometimes you get back hatred without a cause. I hate you. I will never fail to remind you that I hate you. And see, some of us been through situations and people and places like that. Correct?
Yes.
So if one suffers because they hate your Yashar walk, halacha, don't be ashamed. Esteem Elohim. Give Elohim the esteem, the honor. Make sure it's for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. Go back to Matityahu 26. Matityahu 26:48. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem Yahweh. And he who was delivering up gave them, meaning the unbelieving Yehudim leaders, a sign saying, whoever I kiss sees him. Whoever I kiss sees him. Betrayal often comes by those who, number one, hate your walk, your uprightness, your set apartness, your zeal not to compromise, but also comes usually with a healthy dosage, or in this case, an unhealthy dosage of duplicity. Okay, what is duplicity? Saying one thing to your face and another thing behind your back. Living one way in front of you and living a different way when they're away from you. Conducting themselves financially one way in front of you and differently behind your back. Claiming to love Yahweh and love the things of Yahweh or the people of Yahweh, and living completely contrary to the word of Yahweh behind your back. And many of us understand we have dealt with this in our lives. And we feel betrayed by someone who's close to us, but usually you have to understand that you feel this sense of betrayal because this kind of betrayal usually manifests with some sort of duplicity. You understand what I'm saying? What does duplicity mean? Two-faced. Two-faced. Most times, betrayal is a result of finally seeing you feel betrayed because you finally see someone is really not who they claim to be. They're duplicitous. You follow me? They're completely duplicitous. And you feel betrayed. Could be a pastor. You find out a pastor is a pimp Monday through Friday. And he gets up Sunday, and he's the holier-than-thou holy roller. First assembly of go, whoa, speak in a tongue and tongue in a speak. Tongue in cheek, cheek in tongue. And during the week, he's pimping, and he's writing checks, and he's siphoning money off the books. And then he falls from grace. He was never in grace. Huh? And that individual falls from grace and everybody's betrayed. Oh, what a bummer. Oh, I trusted him. And when we trust somebody and we feel let down by a duplicitous lifestyle or a duplicitous personality, that's a very nefarious situation, and that's not something we easily get over. Betrayal is not something we easily get over. It's a very strong emotion. Parents and children don't talk. Husbands and wives, relatives, people that are close to us, significant others, have strained relationships because of feelings that they have been betrayed, completely and fully betrayed. And betrayal is usually done with a kiss. Sweetheart, I love you. But to everybody else, that woman is running down her husband, how he's a failure, how he can't make a living, how he's a jerk, how he can't hold a job, how he's unfaithful, how his prayer life stinks, how he doesn't talk in tongues, he doesn't read his Bible, running him down to everybody else behind his back, complaining to their girlfriends what a jerk he is, what a bum. Okay? And then he should come home and give him a kiss. Hi, sweetie, I'm home. So that the kiss of betrayal, that usually betrayal manifests itself with a kiss. That's why it hurts. Betrayal doesn't manifest itself as pure ugliness, or pure vileness, or pure sinfulness, or pure darkness, or pure evil. No. What makes betrayal so painful, it usually manifests itself with a kiss. Mama, Papa, sweetheart, I love you, but I'm going to steal money from you. But I love you. Have a nice day. I love you, Mama. I love you, sweetheart. I love you, husband. Wife says to the husband, husband says to the wife, I love you, and goes empties out the checking account behind her back. And then when you find out, you feel betrayed. I trusted you with the checkbook. I trusted you with the finances. So most of the time, betrayal comes with a kiss. Very rarely, very rarely is it non-duplicitous. Do you understand me? And that's why it hurts so much.
Yes.
Because we got the kiss, and the kiss was wet.
Yes.
And the kiss felt good. And we thought we were loved when we were hated.
Yes.
And we thought we were accepted when we were loathed. And we thought we had straightened things out when nothing was straightened out. And it didn't come at us as a demon. It came at us with a head covering and tzitzit and a kiss, all the while hating you and your Elohim. So these are feelings we all struggle with, feelings of betrayal. And Yeshua had to deal with it also, didn't he? How was Yeshua betrayed? With a kiss. Not only a kiss, rabbi. Title. With a kiss and with a title. Luke 22:6. And this is feelings that Rivka and I have had to deal with because we have to guard our heart. It's very difficult. And betrayal is a very strong thing. And in your life, many of you are dealing with senses and feelings of betrayal right now. Right? And they're not easy to get over. They haunt you. How could he have lied to me like that? How could he have lied to me for 5 years like that? And all the while kissing me. And sending me Christmas cards, which I threw in the garbage anyway. Well, Rabbi, I'm confused. What should I do if my relative sends me a Christmas card? Read my lips, Bubba. Tear the sucker up and spit on it. Which part didn't you understand, the S or the T? That doesn't mean hate the person. It just means don't have anything to do with the works of darkness. Luke 22:6. Luke 22:6. He promised Yehuda Ishkariot. What was Judas's last name? Iscariot, right? Wrong. Yehuda Ishkariot means Yehuda from the city of Ishkarot. What was Miriam Magdalena's last name? Magdalene, right? Wrong. It was Miriam from the city of Magdala. Thank you. Hebrews don't have last names. If you have one, you've inherited from the pagan traditions of your ancestors. In Hebrew, my name is Moshe ben Aryeh. Moshe, son of Aryeh. We Hebrews don't have last names. Simon Bar Jonah, feed my sheep. Simon Bar Jonah. What was Simon Peter's last name? Didn't have one. It was Shimon Kifa ben Yonah. Not Shimon Kifa. Shimon Kifa ben Bar Yonah. Go ahead and get religious on me if you want. Some of you are trying to figure out what I'm talking about. Luke 22:48. I'm sorry, where were we? Luke 22:6. I'm sorry, Luke 22:6. He promised was seeking an occasion to deliver Yeshua away from the crowd. Circle those words. I'm giving you stuff today that's really going to help. How to spot and deal with the sense of betrayal. Okay? I'll tell you how to deal with it, but first I want to show you how it manifests. Okay? The sense of betrayal, I'm going to show you how it manifests. Number one, it manifests by hating what? Your righteousness and your uprightness and your walk before Yahweh. Number two, it usually comes with duplicity or in a duplicitous manner. It manifests in a duplicitous manner. And number three, listen, Luke 22:6, it usually takes place, listen, in the absence of the crowd. Betrayal manifests itself in darkness, away from the crowds. Because in the crowds, they're kissing you in public. They love you. They love you. This is my husband. This is my mama. This is my daughter. This is my... Everybody, I want you to meet my daughter. She hates my guts. My son hates my guts. But everybody look. See, so that betrayal doesn't manifest itself in public. It's a demonic spirit. But when it gets you, and when it gets real, see? And when it gets one-on-one, it feels more comfortable. It turns out the lights. It shuts off the door, locks the door. It hangs up the phone, and it reveals itself. So betrayal, by definition, verse 6, Look, when did Yehuda betray Maria Yahshua? It looks for an opportunity or an occasion away from the crowd. Huh? In front of the crowd, dear husband, you're my sweetheart, I'm just getting away for fresh air, or I just need some space. Please leave me alone. But in the dark, behind closed doors, away from the crowds, that individual hates you. But it needs to be isolated so it can manifest. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why betrayal hurts so much. That's why it's so painful. Because it doesn't come clean and it doesn't play nice. It's not upfront. It's not upright. It's not honest. It's a dishonest, crafty spirit. It won't tell you to your face you're having a bad hair day. It tells you you're having, I loathe you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate your walk, I hate your righteousness, I hate your friends, I hate what you stand for. And because you go one way, I'm going to look for an opportunity to betray you. With a kiss, of course. Always with a kiss. Always with a kiss. It puts on a nice image, doesn't it? Luke 22:6. Yehuda promised, seeking an occasion to deliver up Yahshua. But always where? Away from the crowd. Are you getting this? That's why it hurts. It's a conniving, dirty spirit that needs a cover of darkness to operate. I can tell you stuff I don't even want to go into. Not your business. But it needs a cover of darkness. Do you understand? Because it comes to the light, and the crowd see it, and then it changes they put on their face of duplicity. So you can only be betrayed by someone within your circle. Do you know? By definition, betrayal cannot come from outside your family, outside your relatives, outside your friends. We can all identify with this, amen? We can all identify with what I'm sharing. We've all been betrayed. We've all sensed betrayed. This is beyond rejection. We all will live with rejection. I'm talking about a hatred, a crafty spirit of darkness that loathes your very existence and yet kisses you in public. Don't read into this with me and Nina. I'm telling you, I'm talking about principles, things that I've learned in my difficulties with our daughter. You follow me? Who I love. But I'm learning Yahweh showed me these principles. These are thoughts. These are principles. Why we respond so strongly to being betrayed. Hello? If someone spits on us, we respond better than being betrayed. If someone steals from us, we respond better than being what we perceive to be betrayed. Okay? I don't like your spouse. I don't like your home. I don't like the way you live. I don't like your faith. I don't like your sacred names. I don't like your Shabbat. I don't like not being able to talk on the phone on Shabbat. There's nothing about you. But when the crowds go away, under the cover of darkness, that manifests. And that's why the betrayal hurts so much, because it won't come to the light. That spirit will not come to the light. It'll hide. Do you understand what I'm saying? That spirit needs to submerge itself in darkness to hide. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So it will try to get away from the crowd and hide. It needs a cover of darkness to manifest. Moshe Marcus 13:12. And that's why it hurts so much. And I'll show you how to deal with it to the best of our ability. And then after all, we exhaust our ability in His ability. Amen? That's when we got to deal with it in His ability. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Mark 13, Moshe Marcus 13:12. Moshe, the Besarot of Moshe, 13:12. And you shall be hated. Don't pray about it. You shall be hated. You belong to Yeshua. You're living righteously. You're not listening to worldly music. You're not watching X-rated videos 44 hours a day. You're living separately. You're tithing. You're taking your money and giving it to Yahweh first. You're going to be hated. Bank on it. Count on it. Prepare for it. But you can't. You can be hated by the world, but you can't be betrayed by the world. You're not listening. You can be hated by the world, but you can only be betrayed by a Judas who breaks bread, who eats your cooking, who wears your talit, who shares your residence. Betrayal cannot, by definition, come from the world. Yeshua said, it is written, he that ate of my own bread has lifted up his heel against me. That's betrayal. Someone who eats at your table and drinks of your cup. That's why it hurts. It's from within that camp. It's from within the residence. The world, if the world hates you, it's going to hate you. It said, Yeshua said, the world hated me, it's going to hate you. It hated me before it hated you. Who cares about the world? We know the world's going to hate us. But the world can't betray us. Only someone who shares our chambers and our bread and our fellowship within our homes and residences and communities. Only they can be. We can be betrayed by another member of the believing community who shares our things and has things in common with us. Now look at Moshe 13, Moshe Marcus 13:12. You shall be hated by all because of my name, but he who shall have endured to the end, he shall be saved. But I want you to notice, a brother shall deliver up. I don't like this translation. Oh, yes, I do. And here, I'm sorry. And children, then in verse 12. Now, listen, and this helps Rivka and I going through this, okay? Children will rise up. Like the word of Yahweh came to Tehillah today. You know, watch what you're saying. You know what Yahweh showed me this morning? You know why Yeshua didn't have children? Because they would have been like a wife. They would have been very, very consuming in terms of the amount of time that he would have had to dedicate and to give to those folks. Why didn't Yeshua have children? He couldn't reproduce? Of course he could. Why didn't he have children? Because he couldn't afford to be overcome and consumed and blindsided from within. Now that doesn't mean children are not a blessing. I'm just saying, Yeshua chose not to have children or a wife. And wives are blessings. And husbands are blessings. But Yeshua protected himself as much as he could from betrayal, so that the only betrayal that could take place was the one that was ordained by the Father. Hello? But he stopped that betrayal from a spouse or a child, because he was a smart Mashiach. Some of you single folks, relax, okay? There's some benefits to being single. There's less avenues for the enemy to come in and betray you. Now I'm not talking about if you've been a skunk or a deadbeat dad. You should be betrayed. You don't pay your children's food. You don't buy them clothes. They're out on the street. You don't check up on them. You don't care what happens to them. You should be betrayed. Every day you should be betrayed. I'm not talking about if you're a skunk. I'm talking about you're hated and despised because you're blood washed and Torah keeping.
Yes. Right.
And you mean no, you let your nay be nay and your yea be yea, and because your nays are not yays and your yays are not nays, and because you don't come, that's why you're hated.
Yes.
Blessed. You always said you're blessed. So you have to ask yourself, Do my relatives, have I been betrayed because of my ungodly behavior? Or is it because I am set apart for Yahweh, and the more I'm set apart, the more I am hated? Okay, Moshe 13, 12. Let's go back to 12, I'm sorry. Okay, I meant to do verse 12. Brother shall deliver up brother to death. Is that betrayal? I said, is that betrayal, or do you think it's just you that's going through a tough time? Yeshua said, you. Is he talking to the Talmudim or to the Buddhists? Would you like to pray about it? He's saying, you shall be delivered. It will happen. Brother against brother. Father will deliver the child. The child will rise up against the parents. Not maybe, not perhaps.
They will.
They will. So the child will rise up against the parents. The brother will deliver the brother. The father will deliver the child. But because the father can deliver the child in betrayal, but the child cannot deliver the parents, so the way the children betray the parents is by rising up in rebellion. A father or a mother betrays a child by delivering the child. Sells a child for prostitution, drugs, a promiscuous life, doesn't care. Go do what you want. Just bring money at the home at the end of the day and cook my beans. So there are parents who betray their children by forsaking their responsibility as parents. They're delivering their children through betrayal. A child can't deliver an adult, so they merely rise up in rebellion. Yeshua said it's going to happen. Now, unless you and I are super saints, Clark Kent reinvented and reincarnated, hello? And we don't believe in reincarnation, we're going to be betrayed. Not by your average Joe. Oh, not by Regis Philbin. If you're sleeping, please wake up.